Today we all rise together and bear witness to the greatest Obyn you'll ever see in your life. Just like a lot of other heroes in the past, to accomplish this, we're going to start from scratch in the DLC with the following starting artifacts. Base Obyn's normal artifact is BB Gatling Common, which makes less accurate shots but 17% attack speed. Given Obyn has Seeking attacks though, I'm pretty sure BB Gatling works really well with him, and the usual 2 perma artifacts. 1 Maki Army will allow Obyn to hit any type of category or counters any category. Big damage multiplier in the process. Battlefield Commission offsets the lost XP by giving him XP per pop. Enough said, let's get right into it. Stage 1, looks like we've got Vortex. At the very first rest hop, we're going to enhance the existing BB Gatling to be a massive 33% buff. Pretty big for just one campfire upgrade. Here's Obyn on the very first game, first encounter, for your reference. And so you can compare this to how he looks at the very end. There were several weaknesses to Obyn doing the only damage. Luckily, first encounter doesn't have any of those weakness balloons. At the very first chest, we have 2 artifacts that both give 17% attack speed, and this one that I'll probably pass on. I think the better downside is probably Overwhelming Synergy, because I'm likely not going to drop another monkey, except Obyn. Encounter number 2 is the first round that we're going to have issues though, purples. Obyn cannot pop purples except with the Bramble ability, however, Bramble does not have infinite pierce, so we're just going to have to tank a lot of it here. Thankfully, we do have a bunch of starting lives. So no biggie, at least for now. It's also not just about the purples, but about the mob damage / boss damage, because Obyn's main attack isn't really... It's just 1 projectile, so it can really only provide so much single target damage, and that's where Brambles is going to be coming clutch. That's likely going to be a majority of my Moab single target damage, boss damage. So unlike a lot of other heroes, I think this run, I'm gonna have to prioritize cooldown reduction and pierce a lot more than usual. Chest number 1 gives us tit for tat again. However, I cannot pass up Homebrew Alchemy because now I can add an Alchemist to my party and then I can outbuff Obyn. And outbuff Obyn is really strong. In case you didn't know, outbuff also applies to Brambles, which will increase the pierce and pretty much every stat of it. Least Cash is the one minigame we have for this tile, and with 11k being the legendary, this seems way too easy to be true. In fact, I've been beating pretty much every single map so far with just Obyn. Guess I'll drop an Alchemist for good measures, but that still puts us like with plenty of money still to spend. So much that I'll get stronger stim, and still a lot more can spend. Don't forget too that I do get a free boost every single round, but I don't think I need it. The only issue is purples, but with outbuff, that gives the Brambles a lot more popping power, we need to say, so the strategy is pretty brain dead. Just press 1 every time Bramble is up. Fast forward, hell, we even unlock Wall of Trees, which solves everything. Be gone purples, and just like that, that's a stage 1 legendary. I think it's less it was so impressive by Obyn and more I don't know why the legendary was so easy there. We have the ability to upgrade to the Alchemist to legendary, but I think we do need just raw power on Obyn, and this is great. 53% faster ability cooldowns equals more Brambles. Unfortunately, I do have lower pierce, but overall, it's still a massive stat bonus increase. Don't get me wrong. Just 1 good artifact at the end stage Merchant Squadron together would give us 26% attack speed in exchange for 12 tokens that give 0 stat bonuses. Speaking of stat bonuses, here's what we're looking at heading into stage 1 on Spot Pit, so that's GG easy. As you see, we stacked quite a lot into speed. We got an exact flat 3x multiplier. Sadly, Pierce went a little bit into the negative, but that's okay. We'll pick more up as it goes. Range would also be nice, but if we can survive Vortex here, then we don't really have to worry about the lack of range for a long time. If Obyn gets stunned, I have faith that Spot Pits is long enough that I can weather the storm. Speaking of storm, I guess I could get a Druid to get Druid the Storm, because while other towers don't do on-hit damage, they can still have utility, or do utility, so like stuns, slows, all of that. All of that good stuff still works, and as you see, we're pretty much almost at 1 skull. 1 Bramble did a pretty solid amount of damage. Watch this. 1 Bramble, How much was that? Almost 1,000? We're gonna get there naturally. Let's pick a boost. That will be, sure, all quickening. Let's see. Can we weather the storm of his entire stun? Or should we add this? Nope, we're good. It's normal Vortex, so the stun, I believe, is a lot shorter. In a way, I'm glad Vortex is the first one, because now we don't have to worry about, again, range at all. We might even avoid the stun there, nice. Just the raw natural power of Alchemist being strong. And this, folks, is going to be a free stage 1. Bodes well for the future stages, considering I added so few artifacts. This is a very quick stage. So as an added challenge, I am indeed going to try to speedrun the rest of the stages, and I promise you, I will be fine. On top of doing massive damage, now Obyn can provide knockback on his main attack. No extraction, final stage 1 stats. Only 13 minutes taken. Now, I should note that I am using speed mods for this because it's not competitive. I'm not putting this on speedrun.com or anything like that. So it's just there to save time. The boss is Blastopolis, which hurts cooldowns. So I won't be able to get as many Brambles off, but Blastopolis overall is an easy boss, so that's not really a big issue. Now we're going to enhance our overwhelming synergy from 17 to 26. Easy. This specific rogue map is also dummy stupid in terms of the amount of chests it gives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's not counting the rest tiles coming up. Pretty crazy given how little we end up having to play. This is going to accelerate Obyn's gains quickly, so bear with me here. Inspiration is great because 26% more pierce, more damage with Brambles. Chest 2, I'll offer Elite Military for 8% ability and attack speed. Legendary Encounter, only 1 artifact, but 36% more pierce, man. Legendary Chest, this is a new artifact I haven't seen before. Power Nexus. Powers count as support towers, and then extra attack speed and more damage. Unfortunately, this is not a power showcase, but it's a hero showcase. Maybe another run, though. Instead, these set of legendaries are pretty bad, so instead, I'm just gonna go for a heightened perception for range. Sorry, pure damage is too risky. Mid-stage Merchant, 8% attack speed and ability cooldown. Another chest, 16% damage. Next chest, Unspoken Heroes, I'll count this as a 7.5% damage buff. One more legendary chest, Critical Success we pick. This is essentially double damage, so we'll math it out like that. Rest tile, give me another damage bonus, 16 to 20. That was a crap ton of bonuses. Now let me show you how Obyn is gonna do against this endurance race after all of that. 343k is the goal, and if not for those pesky purples, I could send all the rounds out, and also because Obyn counts as every category, we'll pick the Jungle Drums tile. Tier 4 Outbuff, and let's go. We'll start cautious, because I don't know how much he can handle, but we just sent out 4 rounds, and he's still keeping things in the first bend, so that should tell you all you need to know. If there are purples that come out, we'll spawn Brambles, but for the time being, just let it rip. There is the Essence of Vortex working on mobs, by the way. Only 10% chance, and wow, okay. Mob damage is not quite there yet, it seems. But that's all good, because Obyn apparently has a lot of pierce on those bolts. There come the purples. Here's one Bramble. Now that I got Wall of Trees, I just need to survive till then. Oh god. Oh my god, I messed up. Please don't tell me I messed up. Don't kill me here, don't kill me here. Wall of Trees. Okay, I meant to press Wall of Trees over here, but I think because the outbuff ran out, I got a bit cooked. Basically, what I'm saying is I was trying to, or I initially targeted the Wall of Trees over here, but it didn't let me do that. Or it reset because it lost range, but it's okay. We survived. That was really scary, though. And thankfully, now we have a time stop. If something like that happens again, I can slow down time. Thanks to Battlefield Commission, we're also going to get level 20 Obyn very, very, very soon. Let's Bramble now and go up to, don't send 29. I know 29 is the scariest to ram round. Let's make sure we have a Wall of Trees for backup. There we go. Now that can hold a lot of loans, including purples, but again, there still is the issue of, like, Obyn's projectile just dies if it hits a purple. Thankfully not an issue right now, because I think with so many buffs, that Bramble pile must be incredibly thick thick with triple Cs. 2.5 minutes left, and we're still not really even close to legendary goal, which I thought we would be able to get, but again, I guess I'm just playing cautious. And now that it seems like we can handle a lot of things, let's just do 34. Hopefully that's not too bold of an attempt, but my god. Did Obyn just one-shot that ceramic lump, thus keeping the bramble pile very much alive. Now, I'm gonna drop bramble when acidic mixture dip is active. That way, I think the brambles can hit lead. And there is a common reward. That's a lot of balloons. I've got wall trees back here if I need some to save me. Let's get some more AMD stacks thrown on Obyn. Just because, right, AMD also gives +1 mob damage, so that helps. And hey, does this reach? I want to get a Mermonkey to give Abyss Dweller so he gets more Pierce. Yes, that works on the Brambles too. Yes. It's all coming to plan. Let's refresh wall trees. And now every Bramble stack is plus 20% damage, essentially. 1 minute to go. Still 100k pops go, so let's get to round 40 now. And this should do it. Friendly reminder that you just have to survive 2 0 seconds. If you die before 0, you don't get any reward at all. So just send as many rounds as needed to get that many pops in. I think we can stop now. Purples come in. But just, oh wait, we're not gonna get there. It's 330, right? Wait, let's do last starting. Make it so that Obyn hits the, what do you call it? Not the purple, so his projectile actually works. You can't be serious here, guys. We're not gonna hit the goal because of the purples. I need a mid badly. Holy crap. I actually thought I had that in the bag. Find a village recruit, because I don't think there's any artifacts that, like, grant purple popping. I could be forgetting, but yeah, that's one weakness that we have. Sadly, none of these rares are good at all, which I guess is a blessing in disguise. If they were all legendary, it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. We'll pick a random one. How about this Desperado artifact? We got 2 chances of a rest hop before stage 2 final. No village, and in fact, 0 support at all, so we just gotta enhance. And I'll just do a classic 8 to 11% attack speed. Rest hall number 2. Come on. Nope. We do have a Mermonkey, though. You know what? I think this is worth getting. Because again, at minimum, 10% Pierce with 301. Worth. I am now reminded that there's one artifact that does help purples. Heroic Edge can spawn swords from Obyn's projectiles that do pop purple. I don't even care if that only does 1 damage. It is worth. Not to mention, 10% Pierce. The perfect artifact for Obyn. And now these are his stats coming into stage 2. Everything is officially in the positive. We actually lost attack speed this stage, but that's because we got a lot of damage to make up for it. Ooh, Sulfur Springs is actually pretty difficult. Thankfully, Obyn as a magic tower can see through, like, height. So even though we put him down here, this still allows him to see the exit. So that means I can put him, you know, again, see the entrance to exit. Otherwise, putting him here would suck. And so would over here. And now check these buffs. Tier 4 Alk, 401 Mermonkey. And let's bring it on. I think Obyn's main attack cannot hit purple. As you see, 0 damage unless swords home out, in which case it does a wee bit. Rebel now. And there comes the first 2,000 damage. Okay. 2,000 damage isn't much, but it does put us on track. And here come purples. And here is where that sword was actually really clutch. Now I can freely, like, spam Bramble on Blast Pop without having to worry too much. Obviously, swords only have a small chance, so I probably will leak some purples when they come out, but this is still overall very, very, very good. Wall trees would be nice as well, because if Blast Apocalypse spawns swords, or spawns rocks out, also, oh my god, I have to put it on first briefly. I spent too much time worrying about boss damage that forgot about the mobs that came in. Okay, first skull. I need a boost, and for that, you know what? No, let's do Battle Cat. Battle Cat does not count as doing no-hit damage because of one monkey army, so it'll be my backup if I end up dying. I'll sacrifice some stats just to make damn sure that we survive this. Now with wall trees, actually no. Now that I got wall trees, I technically didn't need Battle Cat, but whatever. It's better to have 2 safety cushions instead of just 1. Because again, his main attack can't really hit Blast Popos. We should just put it on first the entire time. Switch to Strong, though, when we want to use Bramble, so it lands on Blast. And come on. Give me the next skull so I can get more boosts. We'll take 20% more Pierce. Alright, tell me how much damage Brambles does now. 36.5, all the way down to 34.8, huh? That was not 2,000, but I think it's because other balloons are in the way. So that's why all of it didn't land on it. And no Monkey Boost, no. No. Again, all of our boss damage comes from the Bramble, so focus on that. The earlier we kill that, the less chance we die to late game balloons. Sometimes I like to pronounce things weirdly just for fun, not because I ironically pronounce it like that. Oh, I should have waited for level 16 actually before using that previous one. Because now with it popping 500, I think how much was it before? 300? This should be a lot bigger. 30.7 all the way down to the next skull. Wow, yeah, that was big. Big, massive. 20% more Pierce for big, massive. Another skull now. Wait, is this the existing Bramble that's still doing damage? Holy crap. Now, the reason why Brambles takes like 10 seconds to apply everything on Blast is because everything in this game can only apply damage one Pierce at a time, basically. Like a Spike Factory, if it has 20 Pierce, it'll take 20 frames for it to do damage, at least I believe. I've never seen it last that long though, but I guess that this is what 500 frames looks like. Yeah, watch this. 1950 or 13.9. There's a brief pause in HP, which I guess means Blast is immune to damage, before the Bramble is back to doing damage. And holy crap, that one Bramble just did over a quarter of Blast Popos. I love this game mode. And if you're not loving it, something's wrong with you. Half kidding. I may take a longer route for Stage 4, given that I am going to take a very, very, very tiny path to Elite Phase here, which I know I can certainly handle, even despite having very few buffs here. Just 2 chests and a Legendary Merchant, but hey, that Legendary Merchant might have something big for me. Still no Village, sadly. So instead, I think we'll do Heroic Edge Common to Rare, because that gives us 15% more Pierce now. Chest 1, nothing except Power Nexus, so I guess we'll pick it up for the funny. Chest 2, the bug glitched out and it skipped the chest, bruh. Apparently that happens if I spam too quickly, and I did that, so my apologies. I was just mildly infuriated about how slow it was moving, that's all. Big chest time. We only have 11 tokens, however, to spare, so pick wisely. Seems you have Heroic Edge Legendary, which I think I have to pick up and upgrade to. Additionally, Spirit Adventure for 10% attack speed, and there goes every single one of my tokens. Rest in peace. What the map be? This is fine. Wanna know why this is fine? Because look at Obyn's range. He's got this stuff all figured out. I will lean him a little bit more to the bottom, because I want him to catch balloons at the exit, most importantly. And as usual, the same 2 buffs. He can't attack quite yet, but he will be doing that like within seconds. And let's see. Drop Brambles. How much does that take off of phase? Ooh, that's actually a much smaller chunk than I would have liked. The issue at this moment is not really the the ability to see all 4 lanes on Muddy Puddles. It's mostly it's phase on a short map. Now, phases jumps are a percentage of the track, so every time a skull is hit, it's not that much, but the thing is, I think he needs more DPS. Like, I very well may have bricked my run here because I picked the short path, and I didn't make a save. So, I'm not sure what I do if this doesn't make it, because this is actually not good. Obyn level 20 will help a lot, or that level where Brambles cost, or had 500 Pierce. That is the level we need. Unfortunately, look how long it takes to get this level. Why now? Immediately? Come on. Drop it down. And yeah, it's over, man. That Bramble, like, took off a good chunk. Maybe there's still hope, but man, I gotta go for not time stop, right? Let's try Inspiration. All of a sudden, what seemed like a very easy run is now looking bleak because of the map. Or maybe I underestimate phase, because there are plenty of maps that are this track length that I may also have been equally screwed to. Let me just see if I'm missing anything with level 18 or 19. Not really. Again, it's all in the brambles. Still 4 more jumps forward, and FaZe is, like, past halfway his spawn point. Oh my god. Let's again keep looking for it. Pierce, it's just common, but whatever. We just have to hope this is good enough. I don't think so. I think we can handle, like, 1 more skull, but 2 is a bit of a stretch. This is 20% damage, which is the same as 20% Pierce, so I'll try it. But again, all of this is likely all for naught. If I had level 20 Obyn to start, this would be so easy, but obviously it takes time for 1 monkey army to ramp up. Like, what's funny is that if the start round was higher, this would be an easier challenge. Anyway, I keep falling for these silly mistakes. Mistakes as in, like, the game looks so easy, so I kind of coast and don't take the run as seriously because I feel like I'm in a good spot. But yeah, I guess I did need to take it a bit more seriously because this is so over. I'll try a few more times to see maybe if I pick better choices at the first skulls, things can change, but I think we're a bit too far off for that to work. We'll drop wall trees, I guess, to prevent purples from doing a thing, but yeah, last jump forward kills us. Change number 1. At the first skull, I am able to find a 25% more Pierce instead of 20. We'll see if that helps in the long run. Additionally, drop 201 Alchemist much faster earlier on Obyn. I also realized I made a massive mistake by going for Jungle Drums, I believe, on Skull 4, was it? That's not good, because Jungle Drums doesn't increase the damage of Brambles. So a power would be nice. I'm gonna hunt for a power, if possible. Battle Cat is not it. And I didn't get it. Wow, no. 25% Pierce. Inspiration. That's good. I should note at a certain point, if a tower has too much Pierce, it might take too many frames for the Brambles or for it to do damage. So, like, before the first Brambles even finishes doing damage, I can spawn another Bramble out, because it was still doing, the damage was still ticking down, which is kind of funny to think about it. Anyway, aside from wasted money, this run felt basically perfect, so if this is as far as it gets, then I think that's the end of the legitimate portion of the run. Real quick, though, Legendary Primer Precision, boy, would that have mattered, or would that have been nice if FaZe was still on the field, but I still died to last jump forward, so that's on me. So there were 2 things I could have done here. I could restart the entire Rogue campaign all over again and condense up to stage 3 for you, but I don't like doing that. It misses a lot of context, so instead, I'm just gonna mod extra damage this run here, so I can show you what stage 4 would look like if we advanced. Again, throw an asterisk on it, but do remember that this is ultimately not competitive, so that shouldn't matter in terms of the super buffing Obyn showcase. Like, ending it there would kind of suck because Obyn isn't even at its max potential yet. Stage 4 is Dreadbloon, which is really slow, so honestly, I'm gonna say I haven't learned from my mistakes, but I believe I could probably beat him right now, no matter the map with my current artifacts. It was just a bad phase. Anyway, at this opening campfire, we still have nothing worthwhile recruiting. So just a casual 8 to 11% quickening, again. Chest 1, useless. Chest 2, 15% extra damage. This is the first mini-boss we've played throughout the entire run, and again, should give us a good indicator of if we can finish Dreadbloon. If we can get an easy 43, that bodes really well for us. One thing to note, lean Obyn a bit to the exit, because bonus will spawn inside, so that will spawn very deep in the track. Magic Quickening. I hope I shouldn't need to get too many of these, but there's 1 kill already. Now watch Brambles. Oh my god. We jumped 3 kills straight to 6. We'll do damage because I think damage is good. It benefits both the main attack and the Brambles. So in order of priority, it should be damage, then pierce, then attack speed. How often do you get like that combination or that order of priority? A time stop would be nice, but we'll take pierce here. Here come purples that the sword should spawn, hopefully. before we get our wall of trees. Wait, it's blue and area spawning purples. I didn't know that blue area spawned like 1% purples every time. That's new to me. Also, I dropped wall of trees, but why is the sprite a banana? Hello? That's weird. I'm gonna assume it's there and it's just invisible, right? Yeah, it seems to be hitting. You see the effect of the leaves? It just isn't showing because bugs are funny. And it seems like I ran into a bug. Now, let's prioritize damage or attack speed. Pierce. Once again, we need level 16 open for each bramble to start going really hard. Even at kill number 23, each bramble is still taking out 2 skulls at once. New wall trees, it's back. No more bug. Anyway, let's just buy levels. I put 20k into level 16 a lot earlier, and this should do it. Monkey Boost is great. We'll blow it right now. Blow Obyn. I actually should have done that because remember, the attack speed doesn't affect brambles, so how much did that really help is unknown, but yeah. I got 2 antsy. Normally, Monkey Boost is really good. Rare earned? It still actually might be better to get a legendary, unfortunately. I thought it'd be easy, but I'm just getting humbled. I'm eating a crap ton of humble pie today, aren't I? 15% damage. I should pick Overclock. I'm an idiot. Or am I? No, I keep forgetting, guys. Overclock is not as good because it doesn't work on Bramble, so never mind. Something is also up with the lag. The game has progressively gone slower and slower. 4 kills to go. Seeing that Bloons made 1 more loop, I think we still have a chance. Come on, we have like 3 active Brambles that are still trying to use up Pierce on Bloons. That is how long it's currently lasting. Okay, 1 last power up. I guess I'll pick 20% damage, though I could have looked for deeper. Come on, 2 more kills. Is that too much to ask? The bad news is that once Bloons starts seeing the exit, those Brambles that are still active and trying to use its Pierce up are no longer... It's not going to be able to use up its full Pierce, basically. So come on, 30k damage to go, but only 1 Bramble is hitting. Make that 2. Would that not be the most infuriating thing if this doesn't do it? 10k to go? I think I have 1 more Bramble ready to blow. Wow, was that ever so tight. Now, let's sell Obyn to end this once and for all. That still doesn't really get rid of the lag. We now will have 2 legendaries to pick from because it was sparkling. And number 1, you know what, F it. I did skip pure damage legendary at stage 2 because it was scary. But maybe in hindsight, I should have picked it because it still is an insane buff. Double pierce and triple mob damage is nothing to scoff at, even though my abilities are twice as slow. So it cancels out the extra pierce, but it's still triple of a boost. And then number 2, oh, that kind of sucks. Only buff is Unspoken Heroes Legendary, which is a complete dog water artifact because if you do the math, this is only 20% more damage. Seriously. You get 20% with a damn common, yet that's a legendary. How? Please buff those stats. Alright, last recruit. We do have a village, and I know it doesn't buff Pierce. Actually, no. I have a primary training. It's +1 Pierce, which is hardly anything considering Brambles has 500 Pierce, but whatever. Buffing the main attack still helps a little bit. So I call that worth. And 1 more chest, nothing good. Pick the highest value. The end stage Merchant kind of sucks, but we have at least one thing that helps in absolute ability. Is slower attack speed, but 25% faster cooldowns, which makes up for the pure damage. So, final cash out, and here are the numbers that we're looking at. The stats we are looking at. As you see, pure damage really skew things like crazy. We now have a flat 1x cooldown, and only 1.2x speed, but 40 times boss damage. Let's hope that's enough. On shoots. Yep, shoots is going to be piece of cake, and I'll show you why it's a piece of cake. Before that, Discount Village appears at a very late timestamp. Immediately, we are hit with purples, but where are the swords? Hello? There we go. Swords came in clutch to help defend all this, and you know what? Let's just buy wall trees so I can... I want to use my Bramble. You know what? No, I gotta put it back on first to clutch. Otherwise, I definitely leak that Moab. Rip. Well, not a good start so far, but don't worry. It's only gonna be this ugly for the very beginning. We'll get a wall tree in the intersection, and here we go. First Bramble has been dropped, and look at that damage. Remember, Ceramic Chunker exists, so wow. Compare that with Phase, and like, yeah, can you blame me for losing to Phase? The stats were just ridiculous. Remember to wait for the AMD buff, so that Brambles works on Dreadbloon. Otherwise, we have to wait for level 16 for the, what do you call it? I'm not getting any buffs. Pierce? Well, only 10%. Nah, let's get 25. There we go. Perfect. But I believe it's level 16 where Brambles can hit anything, and it seems like we got level 20 really quickly thanks to around 25 start. Remember, like, if Phase was stage 4, I genuinely believe it would have been easier than stage 3. All because of the round start. Because you see how quickly it took. Like, it took 1/3 of the time for Obyn to get level 20. And so we're not even going to need the help of those skull boosts. This is the easiest victory of all frickin' time. Goodbye to stage 4, and yeah. That is a completion of the Obyn One Monkey Army run with a big fat asterisk. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed Obyn going berserk, because that's a fun and all he is at the end of the day. Let me see which one of these I want to extract. How about Heroic Edge Legendary? Seems like a good one. Anyway, if you enjoy content like this, then be sure to check out other One Hero runs that did not require an asterisk. Otherwise, let me know what hero you want to see next.